Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a very warm welcome to Government House, Yarralummla. Dawa Nuna, Dawa Nunawel. I acknowledge your traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Nunawel people, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging leaders, and extend that respect to any other Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islanders gathered here with us this morning. My name is Paul Singer and I'm the Governor-General's Official Secretary. And as this badge signifies with its cross quills, I'm also the Secretary for the Council for the Order of Australia, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General, who is the Chancellor of the Order and Principal Companion of the Order. I'm also the Secretary to the Australian Bravery Decorations Council, the body which makes recommendations to the Governor-General for bravery decorations. Before we start the ceremony, I'd like to acknowledge among our distinguished guests, General Angus Campbell, Chief of Defence Force, Commodore Thomas Phillips, representing the Chief of Navy, Major General Murray Thompson, representing the Chief of Army, Air Vice Marshal Stephen Meredith, representing the Chief of Air Force, and Ms Trish Keller, representing the National President of the Order of Australia Association. Welcome. Notwithstanding the challenges presented by the pandemic, we are delighted to be able to proceed with the investiture this morning in a way that is COVID safe. We are grateful for your understanding of and compliance with the arrangements that we've put in place to ensure that this investiture can proceed in a COVID-safe manner. The Australian Honours System provides a wonderful mechanism through which we as a nation can recognise ordinary Australians who do extraordinary things. Since its inception in 1975, almost 400,000 people have been recognised for their meritorious, bravery, military or national service. The Order of Australia is the principal means of recognising outstanding service, and it's important to note that nominations come from all areas of the community. Anyone can nominate. Today is a special day, not only for the recipients, but also for their friends, their family and their communities. It's a day when we celebrate the diverse range of impressive achievements and service. My Government House colleagues and I are privileged to play a small part in that recognition, and we hope that we can make this morning a day that you remember with pride for a long time to come. Shortly, I'll invite you to stand as Her Excellencies the Governor-General and Mrs Hurley enter the room, and then please remain standing for the singing of the first verse of the Australian National Anthem. The investiture will then proceed in the order listed in your programs. After I read their names and citations, the recipients will enter from the doorway on my right, and after they've been invested by the Governor-General, they'll return to their seats at the rear of the room, and at that point you may like to show your appreciation with a short applause. At the conclusion of the investiture ceremony, the Governor-General will say a few words, and after the Governor-General has spoken, we'll invite the recipients to join with Their Excellencies out on the state entrance stairs for an official photograph. And at this point, we just invite the guests to remain briefly in this room to assist with the departure of Her Excellencies and the recipients. So, ladies and gentlemen, please relax and enjoy this very special occasion. Would you please stand for the arrival of Her Excellencies, the Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia and Mrs Linda Hurley, and remain standing for the singing of the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage and once Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, and once Australia fair.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning and very warm welcome to Government House at Yarralumla on a very special day in the life of Government House, but most importantly in the life of our nation. This is a day when we recognise contributions by your fellow citizens to our country and indeed some internationally. I begin by acknowledging that we at Government House sit here on the land of the Ngunnawal people. If you've come to this house before, you'll know that I will nearly always say we live in a beautiful part of the country here around the ACT. And we thank the Ngunnawal people for looking after it for generation after generation for us and pay respect to their elders, past and present. Our honours and award system, the Australian Honours and Award System, was introduced in 1975 to replace the Imperial Award System. It's a long-living system, been running for nearly 50 years now, and I believe it has one important, indeed perhaps unique characteristic, and that is, in the general division in particular, the nominees, the recipients you see today, were nominated by their peers. Ours is a bottom-up system. What do I mean by that? This is not a system in which an elite in Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra looks around the country and says, oh, Bill, Bob or Jenny is doing a great job, and reaches down and says, I'm going to give you a medal. The recipients are being acknowledged by their peers in the community. As Paul mentioned, the official secretary, nominations come from below. I want you to remember that as we go through the ceremony today, because I'm going to issue some homework once we've completed the ceremony. You didn't expect your homework today, but you're going to get some. And I want you to take particular note as people come through the door. Our award system acknowledges performance in what we call the general division, which is the community, and that's a wide range of activities, from community involvement, sports, to academia, business, professions. That whole gamut of activities Australians perform in. And then we have a military division, which of course we'll see a number of today. Importantly, this looks at contribution. This is a merit-based system to community, to the nation, or to the nation's influence internationally. Your system, and you are recognising today and celebrating with Australians. The other thing you will note today, it's a day of some protocol and ceremony. This week and the week we do the Australia Day investiture ceremonies are the two highlights of the year for the household here. But you are allowed to relax, breathe, smile and applaud at the appropriate times. This is a day of celebration and enjoyment as well as acknowledgement. So again, warmest welcome to Government House. I'll now begin the formal part of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor-General. Your Excellency, to be presented with the insignia of his appointment as a member in the General Division of the Order of Australia, Mr. Julian Cribb, for significant service to science communication. Mr. Cribb is a pioneer in the sharing of scientific knowledge in the areas of human survival and well-being, and is dedicated to making science available to the wider community. He's an award-winning journalist who has written about agricultural sciences and rural industries for 5 decades. He's published over 8,000 articles, 3,000 science media releases, 1,000 broadcasts, and 10 books, and has received 32 awards for journalism. His in-depth research, astute perspectives on issues, trends, and influences, and groundbreaking recommendations for change contribute profoundly to public awareness and debate. Mr. Cribb is an accomplished science communicator who has demonstrated how scientific knowledge can help manage the environmental issues of land, food, water, and climate change that affect us all. Mr. Julian Cribb, appointed a member of the Order. Appointed a member in the Military Division, Rear Admiral Mark Hill, for exceptional service as a Commander Joint Task Force 633 on Operation Accordion from June 2019 to January 2020. Rear Admiral Hill had National Command Authority and control responsibilities for over 1,500 Australian Defence Force personnel in the Middle East region as Commander of Joint Task Force 633 on Operation Accordion. He set coalition conditions for the transition of Task Group 632 to the newly recognised Task Force 12, which provides our Defence Force's contribution to the Middle East, North Africa and Southeast Asia counter-terrorism operations. As Shia militia groups' attacks on coalition facilities in Iraq increased, he ensured the safety of deployed Australian forces. Rear Admiral Hill's superior performance has significantly enhanced the reputation of the Australian Defence Force on operations. Rear Admiral Mark Hill appointed a member of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mr. Les Barclay, for service to swimming. Mr. Barclay has dedicated over 3 decades to swimming as an advocate, coach, educator and mentor. As head coach of the Tilapia Amateur Swim Club since 2002, he invests significant effort into developing swimmers in his squad and preparing them for competition at the state, national and international levels. He also assists in developing the youths he coaches to learn larger life lessons through swimming, including mental focus, goal setting, commitment, discipline, the importance of nutrition, and balancing all of that with their education. Mr. Barclay serves as an extraordinary role model for all swimming coaches and is highly respected not only in the ACT, but across the wider swimming fraternity of New South Wales. Mr. Les Barclay awarded the Medal of the Order. Awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Lieutenant Commander Leo Farrelly, for service to youth and to the community. Lieutenant Commander Farrelly has given many years of voluntary service to his community. Through his involvement with the Scouting movement, he's worked to redevelop the National Scouting Program and has contributed to the running of jamborees and other events. He's also provided sustained service to Rotary, volunteering many hours to fundraising initiatives in the Canberra region, supporting foreign exchange students and assisting in the delivery of Rotary health projects. Additionally, he's worked for the Australian motorcycling community, helping to organise major events and supporting charitable organisations. Lieutenant Commander Farrelly is someone who epitomises service above self, and we thank him today. Lieutenant Commander Leo Farrelly awarded the Medal of the Order. awarded the Medal of the Order in the General Division, Mrs. Catherine Parsons, for service to choral music. Mrs. Parsons has been the driving force behind the very successful Australian Military Wives Choir since 2012. Devoting her personal time and resources, she's led and coordinated with others around Australia to make the choir truly national. Bringing together such a diverse group of people with a vast geographic separation has required a high level of patience, persistence, and personal understanding. Testament to her dedication and vision, the choir represented all Australian Defence spouses by performing at the Sydney 2018 Invictus Games opening ceremony. Mrs. Parsons has represented the Defence community and the women and family networks within it to the highest standard, and her efforts are truly noteworthy. Mrs. Catherine Parsons awarded the Medal of the Order.
Now, just before Kath goes, I'm going to seek a bit of indulgence and ask one of the choir members to come up for a photo.
Awarded the Medal of the Order in the Military Division, Warrant Officer Class 1, Virginia Morris, for meritorious performance of duty as a Regimental Sergeant Major of 2nd General Health Battalion and 7th Combat Service Support Battalion. Warrant Officer Morris played a pivotal training development role in the 2nd General Health Battalion's progression towards trauma verification with the Royal Australasian College of Surgeons in 2017. This verification process was the first of its kind for a deployable military hospital, and the high standard of verification achieved enhances Defence's reputation, encouraging civilian medical practitioners to serve as ADF Reserve clinicians. In 2020, she performed the role of Regimental Sergeant Major of the Joint Task Force as part of Operation Bushfire Assist and then during Operation COVID-19 Assist. Warrant Officer Morris has made a very positive impact on health services and sustainment trades in our Army. Warrant Officer Class 1, Virginia Morris, awarded the Medal of the Order. We move now to the Conspicuous Service Decorations. Awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Brown, for outstanding achievement as the officer in charge of the Health Certification Team of the 3rd Health Support Battalion. Lieutenant Colonel Brown, in his role with the 3rd Support Battalion, was responsible for the health certification and remediation of personnel deploying as part of Task Group Taji, Operation Okra. The team also had carriage of clinical readiness of the 1st Close Health Battalion's health company and the 2nd General Health Battalion's Role 2 Echo Field Hospital. Additionally, his promotion of the unit's health certification and assurance capability was used to clinically certify all 3 services deployable hospitals during the Joint Warfighting Series in 2019. Lieutenant Colonel Brown's devotion to duty has delivered crucial improvements in patient care and has improved the clinical standards across Army's health force. Lieutenant Colonel Gregory Brown awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross, Flight Lieutenant Simon Hall, for outstanding achievement in support of complex historic honours and awards research outcomes and administration of Royal Australian Air Force honours and decorations. Flight Lieutenant Hall has enhanced the honours and awards outputs for our Air Force in his role as Staff Officer, Honours and Awards. His attention to detail, knowledge and insight into award policy and judgment brought a resolution to a considerable backlog of submissions. His contribution has enabled the Chief of Air Force to provide well-articulated positions on submissions that seek to confirm recognition or a review of entitlements for Air Force veteran community. Flight Lieutenant Hall has influenced the integration of multiple research areas within Defence to enable Air Force to establish a position on complex retrospective recognition cases and subsequent submissions to the Defence Honours and Awards Tribunal. Flight Lieutenant Simon Hall awarded the Conspicuous Service Cross. We move now to the Meritorious Service Awards. Awarded the Public Service Medal, Mr. Shane Bennett, for outstanding public service to the development of social security policies, particularly to the design of the government's economic support payments during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Bennett has been an effective and committed public servant for over 25 years and has demonstrated superior expertise in service delivery, governance, and social security policy. Most recently, he led the formation and implementation of a range of social security measures to respond to the COVID-19 crisis. With principal responsibility for designing policies and legislative changes, he developed the Enhanced Job Seeker Payment and the Coronavirus Supplement Payment. He also contributed to increasing the frequency of reporting of payment data to the Department of Finance to help inform the COVID-19 economic recovery. Mr. Bennett's efforts have been vital to the well-being of Australians during this difficult time. Mr. Shane Bennett awarded the Public Service Medal. Awarded the Public Service Medal, Mr. Shane Carmody, for outstanding public service to modernising air safety regulations and drone pilot licensing. Mr. Carmody's 30-year public service career has encompassed senior business management, policy and regulatory roles. He has markedly improved the Civil Aviation Safety Authority's performance and ability to respond to rapid technological changes and support the economic challenges currently facing the airline industry. He has championed the digitisation of services, including the quick processing of remote pilot licence, which during the 2019-2020 bushfires directly enabled drone pilots to be trained, licensed and operational on the fire front within days. Mr. Carmody has also been key to the development of alternative ways of maintaining airline safety and regulations compliance during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Shane Carmody awarded the Public Service Medal. awarded the Public Service Medal, Ms. Debbie Mitchell, for outstanding public service to the implementation of government policy and the delivery of streamlined job seeker service to support Australians. Ms. Mitchell demonstrated superior leadership and coordination to redesign job seeker and accelerate access to economic stimulus to support those impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. She led a multidisciplinary team comprising key Services Australia stakeholders, the Department of Social Services and the Department of Education, Skills and Employment, ensuring policy and delivery alignment. Ms. Mitchell was pivotal to the introduction of reforms and measures that reduced red tape and made the application process more efficient for both stakeholders and staff. Ms. Debbie Mitchell awarded the Public Service Medal. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentations this morning.
Well, we have acknowledged each of the recipients individually. I think it'd be appropriate now to acknowledge them as a group, and congratulations. Well done to all of you. Thank you. Now, a couple of points about today's ceremony and the order in general. There are three areas in which we are trying to improve the way or the manner in which the Order of Australia reflects the Australian community. One is we are still underrepresented in women. Now, we have a small sample size this morning, it's not really representative of where we're at, and our numbers of women being recognised has improved significantly, but we've still got a way to go. But we need to have more women nominated to be acknowledged. Multiculturally, we are still underrepresented in what Australia looks like at the present time, and indeed similarly in our Indigenous population. So those three areas need working on. Your homework. I need you to go back into your communities. You know now, you've seen, if you weren't aware before, of the work that is being acknowledged. You know the people in your community who should be acknowledged for that. It's a simple matter. I've heard the official secretary say as I was standing in the corridor, nominate, and he'll tell you how in a moment. But without nominations, we cannot acknowledge Australians. I would like to mark or assess your homework in a year or so's time as people come through that door. So please go back, look through your community. You know who the people are. Nominate them. They deserve to be acknowledged. Again, today is a day of celebration. Linda and I look forward to meeting you all as we break from here and move to a morning tea. Please enjoy your time here today. Relax a bit, take the opportunity to wander outside, have a look around the house or inside the house. And if you're an art aficionado, please tell us everything you know about the paintings, and we'd love to enjoy the time with you today. Congratulations again to all our recipients. Congratulations to all the families who support them. This is your day as well, and we look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to assist with the Governor-General's homework, I do encourage you to access the online nomination form, which is available at the Governor-General's website at www.gg.gov.au. It's a very simple process, and as the Governor-General's indicated, we look forward to welcoming those successful recipients at a future investiture ceremony here at Government House. Now invite the recipients to join with Their Excellencies on the state entrance stairs for an official photograph, and then Their Excellencies and recipients look forward to joining with all guests in the dining room for refreshments. Would you please stand for the departure of Her Excellencies the Governor-General and Mrs Hurley.